on the Rissy, getting busy. Drinks on the Rissy, getting busy in the house. What's up, y'all? Back with another one. Back with another one. Back to talk about one of my favorite ones, Peach McIntyre. This is a serious video, though, y'all. This is serious. This ain't no. I ain't trying to be funny this time. I'm naturally funny, I believe, but I really ain't trying to be funny. This is a serious moment. We're gonna have here are a serious couple moments. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about what's been trending lately the most. Peach McIntyre and her infamous mama, Rasta Queen, Mama Treasie, Claudette Wrench Ford. That's my dog. Alright, if you know, you know. If you don't, you so. Every time I do a video, like my dog is like a competition. Like my dog likes to rain on my parade. Like it's a hater. I don't know why. It don't want me to be successful at YouTube. Like it don't want me to be successful. It don't want me to be heard. She don't want me to be heard. It could have something to do with her sign. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think she's a Leo. And me and Leos be clashing. Because I'm fire sign. And they're another fire sign. And we just be clashing. The Leo think his flame bigger than my flame. But if you pay attention, I'm not tripping. Like, when I try to do a video, my dog either going to be slurping water real loud in the background or playing with her toy. Like, but before I start recording, she be quiet. She let her bark real loud too. But anyway, I'm not going to put my energy on my dog because that's her goal. You know, that's what she want me to do. So we're not going to fall into that trap. But, y'all, let's start off with, okay, this is like I said, it's trending again. Every so often, it flares. The flame flares. It's like a low burn with Peach all the time and her mom. It's like always in the back of our minds about the toxic relationship, the toxic strain relationship between Peaches and her mother. And we never really forget about it. It's just like a low flame. And then when it flares with Peaches, it triggers a lot of us. I'm one of the ones it triggers. And I know in the past I've been really hard on Rasta Queen. Not real hard, but I've been pretty hard. Then when I seen her talking about she got fed grapes, and that was her first time ever having grapes, it broke my heart. It hurt me. It hurt me. Like, Rasta Queen's pain and her trauma sounds terrible. But Peaches is accusing her of bringing that up to minimize, in an attempt to minimize the trauma that Peaches is expressing. Somebody asked me in one of my comments, what do I got to do with what they talking about? Or what do I got to do with what's going on between Peaches and her mom? Indirectly, it has something to do with me. Not directly, but indirectly. Okay? Because like I said, I've said in many videos, I have an off and on love-hate relationship with my mom, and then I have the same issues with my daughter. So I'm having issues with my mom, my daughter having issues with her mom. We make up, and then we fall out again. It's like, how do we get to a point where real healing occurs? Like, real healing. See, Peaches said she done with that off and on shit with her mama. She's just done. Unless, she said, if I'm not mistaken, she said unless her mama admits to what she did, which Peaches loves to use the word accountability. She wants her mama to take accountability for what she did and apologize and work towards change. So, if I'm not mistaken, it's got to be those three components: accountability, apology, and an act to change. So let's call it the 3 A's: apology, accountability, and an act to change. What I would need from my mom in order for our relationship to heal is us to have a conversation first. Like, we haven't had the conversation first. The closest I got to the conversation was just recently, when I was uploading not too long ago, about like around sometime in July, uploading the videos about having a toxic mom. And that was the longest she ever stayed on the phone, because in my experience and what I've heard from other people, narcissists love to run. When you're trying to, the person who is not guilty, in my opinion, be ready to sit there and have the conversation. Be ready to sit there. But the one who I feel like is guilty is the one who will say, oh, I don't need to hear this. I don't need to take this. Let me get out of here. How many times have we heard that? If you have somebody in your life that's not willing to sit down and have the conversation with you, and they're always running and saying, oh, I don't have to take this. I don't have to listen to this. I do too much. I'm too good of a person. I don't have to. This is disrespectful. When they running out the door, they're the ones, like, if you're encountering this, that's in my experience, it is a clear sign of narcissistic behavior. They're probably the guilty one. If they're running, whoever's trying to run and get out the room is the guilty one, because it get too hot in the kitchen and they can't stand the heat, so they be ready to dip up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I would need my mom not to run. I would need us to have the conversation. I'm not trying to bash my mom when we had the conversation. The only reason I'm going to have the conversation is so that our relationship can be better. So it can be so much better, so it can heal. So there's no buried resentment or hidden resentment. So that's what I need my mom to do first, is to stop running and have the conversation, okay? And my mom likes to bring up things that I did or I said, but we're talking about you as a mom. To me, the power you have over me as a mom. Like, she tried to say, oh, I remember you had kids in my house when you was little. I skipped school one time in the 7th grade. I had some kids at my mom's house. My cousin and another girl. We ain't do nothing sexual or anything like that. And my mama brought that up. Like, this is not about things I did as a child that may have been sneaky or defiant. This is about how I feel you have treated me as a daughter. And here's the thing. The worst crimes came as I became an adult. It was when I became an adult, because it's like, now I'm grown, I'm 30, I'm 40, I'm 50. And you're still disrespecting me in a way that I see a lot of my peers not being disrespected or being treated. You know? If I'm smoking weed and you get mad because you smell weed smoke and you fly up out of my house and call me a crackhead and slam the door, and she tried to say she didn't remember it, but she did. Because she couldn't even put up much of a fight. Like, you lying, I ain't never said that. She just was like, what she said, it was her excuse, for real. She said, because she be so worried about me and she just don't want us to do that stuff, that type of stuff. But it's disrespectful. I was 40-something years old. You run up, no, and I finally was like, you know what? I ain't about to wait hours till my mom leave my house to smoke some bud. I want to hit the joint right now. And that boy, when I did that, she went, oh. I could go to my friend's house and they smoking and stuff, and I might joke and be like, you know, your daughter in there smoking, but she grown. Like, your daughter in there smoking and stuff, she grown. I remember I told my daughter's friend, it was They was like 18 at the time. And I told my daughter's friend's mom, like, your daughter in there smoking weed. You see that? Like, she knew she was. She was like, she grown. She looked at me like, she grown. I'm like, I'm just joking. But I was thinking like, yeah, I wish my mama would have said that. Instead of going out my door, slamming the door, calling me a crackhead. Just a lot of like she come in my house, and when she was in my house, it's like she expect it to be her way. If she can say whatever she want to say. If I tell her it's annoying me, she make light of it and just whatever, whatever. Roxanne, go somewhere in my house. And then I felt like, and then I remember one time I was like, Mama, if you're gonna continue to say this thing and do this thing, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Instead of her saying, what are you talking about? She got up, flew. She couldn't get out here fast enough. She ran so fast, she left her keys behind. That's how mad she was. And we didn't talk for a year after that. Then my mom liked to say that it's me who didn't want to talk to her or was avoiding her. But no, I'm only avoiding you if you continue to act a certain way. But if you're willing to give me respect, then the very next day, I will open my door to you the very next day. It's not like I'm holding a grudge for something that happened in the past. I'm protecting my peace for something that you are continuing to do. And my mom didn't let me get fed grapes, but I was put in situations where grapes may not have been fed to me, but they was rubbed across my lips. I was put in situations where my mother knew that, my grandmother was mentally ill, diagnosed with illness. Everybody knew she was ill. Neighbors, the people at the congregation she went to, we was Jehovah's Witnesses. It was obvious my grandmother had severe mental illness, and she abused my mom physically. She abused me physically. She said very grotesque things to me that was sexually, like, just grotesque. And my mom knew that my grandma was like this, but she continued to let me go over there as a child. And I wouldn't be mad at my mom for that. It's just the fact when my mom was always putting me down as a parent. Constantly. I swear I couldn't do nothing right. I remember when I was having that conversation with my mama where I said we was having that conversation that she was ready to run. And I said, I just feel like you're not even proud of me for nothing. Like, and she said, Roxanne, I ain't need my mama to be proud of me for nothing. I didn't need that. I didn't really need, okay, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it real. I really did feel like I needed my mom to be proud of me. But that's not what I'm mad about her for. If you're not proud of me, you can't, I don't expect you to lie and force it. But you put me down so much, it's like, can't you find something good to say about me? And then it's like times where she did put a man before me. Like when Peaches got locked out the house to go check the mailbox, she got locked out. My mom did the same thing, except for she didn't trick me. She just told me I had to get the fuck out. She was about to have company with that one man that didn't even really like us. You know, all the other, my mom was beautiful, so she had a bunch of rich men that used to like us and want us to try to impress us. Them not the ones she really fell for. She just happened to fall for the man who really didn't want to have shit to do with us. Like, I don't get it. I don't know why she fell for him. Because if a man don't like my children, that's a deal breaker. And this man didn't want no type of connection with us, no type of bonds, nothing. Like, I hate to say this about my mom. All the rich men she could have been with, she really was attracted to the one who just wanted to come over and smash and kick us out while he smashed and leave. Like, I don't even remember him taking her out to dinner or doing none of that. Like, and my mama had men that was trying to move her to a mansion. Like, that's not what she wanted. Of course, a lot of them wasn't that attractive. But then she had the ones that was attractive and it didn't have that much money, but they had enough going on for themselves and they were bonded with us. But that's not who she wanted. And I wouldn't knock her for everything, but you was constantly coming down, knocking me. You called me a crackhead. Like, you talk about me because I used to dress provocative or whatever, but I was in my 20s, 30s, 40s. Why can't I dress the way I want to dress without you saying, oh, girl, you wearing that? Telling my kids, like, something wrong with y'all mama. Something wrong with her. You don't tell my children behind my back that something is wrong with their mother, and I'm 40 years old, and you telling them something is wrong with me. They used to even think it like, they used to say it to me like, yeah, like, they love my mama too, but they used to be like, yeah, she be saying this. They, you know, once in a while tell me stuff she was saying, and I'm like, that's just inappropriate. It's inappropriate. Then we was raised Jehovah Witness, but the Jehovah Witness thing was like, she would put the pressure on us to go to the Kingdom Hall and step up and get active with being a Jehovah Witness when she was going back. So she want the whole family to look like they in order. Her and her kids in order. But when she fall off and is what they call it, not disfellowship, but inactive, then we could do what we want to do. But she would use the religion when it was convenient for her to say, oh, you don't need to be doing this. But at the same time, she was doing this. Like, and it was both, like, that's against Jehovah Witness. Oh, but you inactive right now, so we supposed to just ignore it until you want to jump back on the horse and get active again, going back to the hall again, and putting up this good face front for the Jehovah Witnesses, that all of a sudden we better fall in line also, or we're going to die at Armageddon. From birth, I was told that I was going to die at Armageddon if I didn't be a Jehovah Witness. Like, my mama loved it. I feel like my mama loved me. I also feel like she hated me. I feel like she loved me, but I also feel like she despised me. She wanted to have total control of me, but she wasn't able to. And I think that's where our problem lies. Like, she wanted to have complete control of me for the rest of my life. If not, she got bad things to say, or, you know, I don't get the respect that I feel like I deserve. And my mom wasn't perfect, so I was needing her to stop acting like she was. That's it. And respect me as an adult. I wouldn't be bringing up stuff that I went through as a child. She hadn't always been nitpicking on me as a parent. Nitpicking on me as a parent. Like, just really all my life, she nitpicked on me as a person. Like, every time I was trying to do something, like travel out of town or start a new job, like, that seemed, you know, anything, she always had something. Well, you need to be careful. You need to make sure you do this. And I just feel like she was always instilling fear in me. And I had to tell her, like, Mama, how come every time I give you, tell you that I'm about to do something, instead of you just saying, okay, I'm proud of you, I trust you, you got this, you was always instilling fear in me. From Armageddon, from me being destroyed at Armageddon, for not going by all the Jehovah Witness guidelines, you know what I'm saying, to constantly saying, oh, well, you better be careful because you know this person, she got killed doing this, and they found her dead behind a such and such. Mama, it's just a job at Wendy's. I get off at 8 p.m. Yeah, it's going to be dusk dark. I'll be okay. Like, just sometimes say congratulations. Not saying that some people could be like, oh, your mama was just caring about you. She just was overprotective or whatever. If you say that, okay, it might be true. But, Mama, you don't set the standards for what is perfect parenting and what's not. If I say it bothered me and I had an issue with it, then don't invalidate that. It seemed like my mom feel like she sets the standards of what should hurt and what should not. And that's kind of what I feel like Peaches was saying. Like, she feel like because her mom brought up being fed grapes, that it was belittling or minimizing the trauma that Peaches was trying to express. It's like when we expressing what we going through, and then our parents want to, like, compare something with them to us. Like, if you want to bring up something that happened to your life, if you want to say, use that as an explanation or a reason of why you may have behaved this way, I could see that. But if you just saying it to minimize what somebody else went through, no. Like a lot of people know they could have had it way, 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 way better, but they could have had it way, way, way worse. Now, I feel like my children had a lot of things that I've treated them better than how my mama treated me. But that doesn't mean I invalidate when my daughter says, when my daughter has an issue with me. If she has an issue with me, it's an issue with me. Let's talk about it. I'm not about to run from my daughter. We're going to have a conversation. And so me and my daughter, we really seem like we having a better relationship as we get older, because I'm not going to run from her. I'm not going to run from her. When she comes to me and want to talk about it, I'm just not going to run. That's one thing. I'm not going to run. I'm not going to invalidate. And I feel like that's where Peaches and Rasta Queen need to start. But where I feel my heart breaks for Rasta Queen and what she been through. But I don't see how what she went through being fed grapes would cause her to want to humiliate her daughter. I'm just confused. And I know Rasta Queen say it. She don't owe nobody no explanation, especially us people that's just watching it, don't know them personally or nothing. I get it. But it's just, it would be nice. It would be nice. And I mean, you know, I'm just saying. So it would be nice. I would like to understand, because I really, a part of me like Rasta Queen. Like I like her. And I'm confused. I don't understand. Like how this lady that seems so nice will humiliate her daughter. I don't know how you get to that point. I just don't. But anyway, tell me what y'all think in the comments about what I said. I mean, you know, don't come for me talking about it. Everybody talking about it right now. So yeah, it's just deep. It's something that needs to be discussed. Like if we all could talk about it, maybe the healing will begin. You know what I'm saying? I think this could be the start to healing, to the healing process. You know what I'm saying? Generations and generations of what do they call it? Generational curses. Like let's try to stop this thing. You know, if we can. The internet is here, modern day technology. We can find people across the world that went through the same thing or similar things that we went through, and we could connect like this. Like, so yeah, this is a messy channel. Yeah, I still get messy, because this is messy even talking about this, bringing this up. Some people is just doing simple little videos about a creative way to make mushroom soup. People out here showing how they restock their kids' refrigerator with different type of candies and stuff, and they stand out of the mess. But not me. I'm a messy channel, and that's what I'm here for. Drinks on the Rocks, where we have a drink and talk mess, but we don't always have a drink. But if I don't have to drink, I have to mention it. But if I do have to drink, I ain't got to say, oh, except sometimes we don't have to drink. I could just say drinks on the rocks, on the Rizzy, get busy. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all this time. Like I said, drop it in the comments. Holla at your girl. Let me know what's up. Alrighty? Until I talk to y'all next time, hurry up and bye-bye.